of JoJo Part 8, Jojolion. We're good to go, we're good to go, we're good to go. So yes, I actually have returned, actually cover chapter 94 of JoJo Part 8, Jojolion, which also happens to be the actual chapter length of Part 7, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So a quick look. So it's 94, isn't it? 96, we're actually 2 more chapters away. I thought it was 94, it's 96 actually. So, two more months away until actually catch up completely to JoJo Part 8 Still Ball Run. Anyway, yeah, so 93 of this part actually was kind of very interesting, I must say, because we're kind of getting to the point now where everything's starting to come to fruition. The whole thing with Tsurugi's happening, the whole thing with Rakuka Branch is happening, the thing with Holly Sun's happening, the thing with Josuke is happening. It's just all happening. Head Doctor's happening. It's all coming to a head now, and also it's kind of giving light to the concept of who rightfully deserves the actual Rakuka Branch. Actually, it's quite interesting how they're doing it, because it's one of those things that they're giving enough time to each party that you kind of like, who's the real bad guy this whole entire part? Will there be? Is it just a red herring at this point? We just don't know. So I really do appreciate how they've actually structured this part for the most part. I mean, middle part's still a little bit hazy, but now it's starting to get really good again. So anyway, I also forgot to mention, Yasha's actually in trouble at the moment as well, because of the whole thing with Tsurugi and Jobin as well, and that's also happening. Whole lot of things are happening in JoJo. Is JoJo happening? So, gone live for chapter 94 of JoJo Part 8. Jojolion. And I believe with that we are good to go. We certainly are. So let's get this show on the road. So, does hope reside at that destination? 94 Dangerous Pursuits Part 6. A cold-hearted decision. It won't be long now. We'll be able to harvest it before sunset, and Tsurugi, the Hishikata family, will shine on and on. This house will prosper to even greater heights, beneath that lone pine tree, that special wall-eyes location. I was gonna say, I wouldn't say Araki's forgotten, but it's been quite a while since she had a name drop with the wall-eyes. It seems that Dad has made up his mind to go to one of those shrine holes, and just as our Higashikata ancestors have done for so long, perform an exchange with Yorizi, shifting onto his own body. But there's no longer any need for that. After the harvest, no one in this family will ever have to perform an exchange for disease again. There will never be another sacrifice. We simply have destiny to fulfill. There is no person in this world that can fault us for that. That girl's trespassing in our house was an accident. Understand, Tsurugi? A coincidence. She simply found her way in here by accident. Nothing you've done is the least bit wrong. Everything has sparkled with joy like a summer vacation, as it will from this point on. We've won. I've got to turn it off. The bidet toilet. Is it the bidet? Is it a bidet? Is actually how you spell it. Toilet's remote control. The power to the toilet. The intercom on the wall. It's no good. They're too far away. I can't reach them. I can't do anything but splash drops of water around. Gah! Oh. I'm getting cut off, and my phone is sinking into the water. This is bad. Really bad. How many seconds do I have until it's fully submerged? 10 seconds? 20 seconds? How much time do I have? If water gets into the internals of this phone, then what will happen to Paisley Park inside? This can't be, can it? No. What's happening to me? Oh, Ah, somebody help! Somebody! Somebody! You can't just do best girl like that. Paisley Park is... If water from the environment gets into the phone, then she'll probably crumble to pieces and disappear somewhere. Someone help. I need to get the phone out of that water. Someone help me, anyone. Does anyone see me? Oh. The actual press to record. I completely forgot to do that actually. Before I forget, because it cuts off. It's recording. What's going on with his camera? What's going on here? Yoshiho's son is Yoshiho's son is on the Higashikata estate grounds? What's she doing? As they're carrying outside the garage. Someone please. Look, somebody help me. It can't be. Yoshiho's son? You came to see Tsurugi when he was sick? You're here for him? Uh-oh. 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 It's getting heated, boys. It's getting heated. Is that kind of pun, the pun? I'm not too sure. Mitsuba-san, you're here. If no one does anything, I'm gonna die. Help me. Lift this phone out of the water. Yoshiho-san? What is all this? Dear, what in the world are you doing? Mummy. Yoshiho-san, what on? I'm going to disappear. Shh. Mitsuba. Just shut the door and step out of this room. Please, you've got to get me out of here. Paisley Park is about to break apart. His signal is getting interrupted. She's being destroyed in the water. Wait, dear. Is this because of that thing you have in the stag beetle room? Is this happening because of that? Mitsuba, don't say that out loud. Oh my god, my throat's dying. Oh my god, this is getting good. Mummy. The thing in the stag beetle room. Dear, Yoshiho's son's on our side. She saved me at the hospital. She's my friend, and I'm in her debt. Please help her. Yoshiho's son is an ally to our family, and I'm sure she'll continue to be. Continue to be so. That's enough. This conversation's over. Now be quiet and go out into the hall. We can't go back, and this has to stay a secret from Dad as well. Mitsuba-san! Help! Please, pull me out of here! Woo! That's... He's... Woo! Oh boy! Araki, what are you pulling this month? Woo! You're pulling on the stops this month, my boy. That person is... How? What in the world? It happened again? Why is he here? Mitsuba? Why? Why is he on Higashikata estate property? I just don't understand this. Whenever I catch a glimpse of him, I think about bad things that happen. Suddenly, it's like I'm surrounded by trouble. Whenever I try to look at his face, Josuke Momozuku-san will get knocked into by something. There we go. Oh! Oh! He turned around. He turned around, my boys. Mitsuba, what are you looking at out of that window? I love you, Tsurugi, and I of course love you too with all my heart, and I won't let anything else bad happen. Oh! Oh shit! What is happening? What? What? They're doing my best girl dirty like that. Head doctor? No way in hell they're gonna kill off Yashahol at this point. No way in goddamn hell they're gonna kill her off. It's illegal. I swear to God. By JoJo law, that's fucking illegal. Oh, oh, head doctor. Oh, oh, ah. Am I really going to in a place like this? Oh, fucking hell, do not, I repeat, do not kill her off. Jessica, help me. Mitsuba, out of the window. Was someone there? The head doctor. I saw him on top of the fence. I think so, at least. Head doctor? You mean the head doctor of the TG University Hospital? I went to the hospital a week ago. Just after that, I started seeing him over and over. But I don't think the head doctor is following me or peeping at me or anything like that. It was always a view from behind, and whenever I saw that, when I saw the back of his, I thought, this is calamity. The head doctor is a stand user, and his ability is that once you see his back, it causes unforeseen bad things to happen to you again and again, making you feel like misfortune is chasing you down. Isn't that similar to the stand in part 4, but on a reversed? As if they're crashing into one thing after another, a disaster. It's everything that's coming to crash into his family. My awaking free leaves will flush down the drain and out of here. Oh shit! Now, flush away, bruh. Why am I thinking this ain't gonna be the way I'm thinking? Like they can't do Yashahol dirty like that. She's too best girl to die. Mitsuba's gotta be like, bruh, I ain't a part of this, and then do something last second. Oh! Huh? Oh! Oh! Is this the chapter I've been waiting for this whole entire damn part? Is this it? ARAKI, you finally give me the goods. More on a consecutive level as well, to be honest, my dude. They're still coming. No. How can this be? Why is this happening? They just keep on. It hasn't ended. Misfortune keeps coming to crash into me. The drips of water on the walls. Dire. A loud sound just now. What was that? What was that sound? It came from Big Brother Jobin's room. What's all the ruckus? How did the wall get wrecked? Woo! Oh! The form of the fruit that reveals misfortune. Oh man, it's on hiatus now, bro. Bruh. You give me the goods. You cut me short at the end. What are you doing, ARAKI? You're playing me like this, boy. You're playing me like this. Oh god, that was a good chapter. Holy shit, that was good. Oh, I've been waiting for a chapter like that for years. Bruh, that was the good stuff. We get into the part 7 level of like, ooh, kind of thing now. This is rivaling part 7 later chapters now. We're getting there, lads. Took a while, we're getting there. Oh man, that was fucking good. Holy shit. that was just something you'd be like, alright Rocky, you got me good. I like that a lot. But yeah, I mean, it's more interesting because it does in theory actually kind of highlight, I guess in a way, it's the family aspect of this whole entire manga that is actually kind of fascinating the most, because it's true. It's one of those things that you can see the alliances that characters do in theory have towards one another, and actually how sometimes the family does in theory destroy that. It's one of those things. Again, you do in theory see in other mediums the idea of actually how family like dictates what your actions do in theory do. In essence, Jobin does in theory actually kind of possess that aurora about him that he's kind of terrifying. He's like, bruh, he's kind of a scary dude, but at the same time, it's very interesting to see what else the family aspect this whole time actually does in theory do. It's misfortune that Yashahol was actually there because it's one of those things that it kind of then again highlights the idea of actually who deserves Rokugan Branch in the end, actually how this whole entire thing will play out. Because say, I don't know, hypothetically speaking, Josuke manages to get there and actually sees shit literally getting real in front of him, and then Yashahol's like dying, and then he's like, what happened here? And then she's like, yeah, by the way, Jobin's a kind of an asshole, and this is all happening, and then Mitsuba kind of did this the whole entire thing. It will what that will then do is initiate the kind of final fight in a way, but then initiates this whole entire idea that it makes you wonder who deserves the whole entire thing in the closing. Like, who is going to be the victor of this whole entire thing, or does anyone win this whole entire bout? That's the other thing to note, is whether or not the actual end goal of this whole entire manga is actually highlight that does anyone win. Because it doesn't very highlight that even though the MacGuffin this whole entire manga actually gives you a sense of power and a sense of authority, and it kind of in certain ways gives you a sense of happiness, there's not that sense within the characters. Like, there's no sense that even after the events are over, that these characters actually can go back to normality. Because he actually cut the family, will possibly break, because there's certainly something that will actually probably happen to Norisuke as well, so there's that. So we actually do understand that the whole entire cause of this whole entire thing is Rokugan Branch, and in doing so, it kind of makes you wonder who is going to be the victor in a certain degree, but in a different kind of light. Because beforehand, you had that kind of clear distinction between who was good and evil. Actually, at that point, you kind of wondered, okay, I want Johnny to win the whole entire battle between him and Valentine, even though Valentine didn't actually possess that kind of, I guess, pseudo, my camera just paused in a really bad time. That's kind of funny. Like, Valentine had that kind of pseudo level of like, I don't know. You didn't really fall too much for him, but he's like, yeah, I don't know. But here it's kind of a little bit more of a distinguished kind of level of like morale, if you get what I mean. We know that Josuke is the best boy. We know he's the good boy. But at the same time, it's one of those things that you can tell, like, they really want to just keep this as their own thing, and people are intruding upon his whole entire idea. How Jobin explains it, Jobin basically goes like, she just came here by pure coincidence. This whole entire thing is coincidental. It's like she only came here by accident. It's not as if it was one of those things. And it kind of highlights that again. What if no one were to actually interrupt them and actually kind of allow the whole entire thing to play out? What would happen then? Because it seems like a more of an internal thing. It seems like more often than not in this whole entire part, like a lot of the characters seem like the outsiders rather than actually kind of like there's always a sense that there's a community of characters that are a part of one another. Johnny and Gyro. Before that point, you had Part 6 had loads of them, but the problem is here. Is that it's only the Higashikata family that doing for actually kind of possess that tight knit, if you get what I mean. In essence, to a degree, Mamazuku and Josuke and also Yashahol do in theory kind of contain that level of closeness, but at the same time, it does beg the question that there is some level of degree that you don't ever see that level of like closeness towards one another, and in doing so, even though Josuke is Josuke Higashikata, he does in theory still feel like the outsider. So more often than not, a lot of the things doing through actually kind of constitute that this is an internal struggle between just the Hirashikata family, rather than anyone on the outside. The outside's intruding upon the whole entire problem they have. So it kind of then, it paints a different way to the whole entire part to play out. Like, Josuke is the main character's whole entire part. He has his own reasons and motives to actually kind of go forward with, but at the same time, it feels like an intrusion on what's going on with the Hirashikata family. That's the problem. And I kind of find that very interesting, like, in essence, how the characters do feel on the outside, rather than you do actually get to understand that, like, beforehand there was a sense of community. Yeah, it's not a save the world scenario. It's like you say, it's more of a it's more of their own reasons for fighting in a way, and I kind of find that more interesting. Yeah, but again, it highlights again like who deserves the actual branch in the end. And actually, then at that point, is it the Hirashikata family deserve it? Is it anyone else? Who knows? And it kind of paints a different way to actually look at this whole entire part. Like if you were to actually just look at just this, the Dumbo arc, and then the bit preceding it, it would actually paint a really, really interesting part about how this whole entire thing plays out, because there is no clear antagonist. There is no clear like protagonist in a way. Because, again, it's one of those things that you could, if you wanted to apply that Jobin is the main protagonist in a way as well. It's a very interesting way to actually look at it as well, that Jobin is the protagonist as well as this whole entire manga, because he actually has his own reasons. Yeah. It's a very interesting distinction, I think, that you get in this whole entire part. And I believe that it took this long to actually kind of realize it. Like, in essence, it kind of came to this cathartic moment. You're kind of like, oh shit, that's what the whole entire part's about. And it kind of makes the whole entire part kind of flow a little bit better, I think. I mean, the middle part still is a little bit rocky, but pardon the pun. But that's a good pun, actually. But still, it kind of paints a really interesting way to look at this whole. I need to sneeze. Are you gonna sneeze? Oh, yes. Ow. Bless me. I'm alive. But it paints an interesting way to look at this whole entire part, I think. And probably now, if I were to actually look at this part again, I'll probably look at it differently to what I saw originally, because again, I thought it was kind of okay. Got really good towards this part, and actually now I'm like, woo! But now I'm kind of just going, maybe there's more to this part than what I led on to believe originally. Like, maybe just have to go read the whole entire first section of it again, actually kind of get the whole entire picture. But I like where it's going now, because it does really feel as if like they're trying to contain rather than actually kind of it's a contain like idea rather than it going like poof. Yeah, I like how they're doing through actually kind of say like the misfortune of this whole entire, like they say that the head doctor is the misfortune of everyone in this whole entire part, because Mitsuba says that every single time he's been here I've had misfortune, but when you think about it, the Rokuka branch and Rokuka through itself is the misfortune. So I find that part interesting as well. But yeah, I mean, I like what they've done, because it's had a very interesting turn of events now that you kind of it's looking at it from different perspectives. It's trying to contain it. I kind of maintain what it's actually also trying to do. It's sort of meshing both together, but it's sort of telling you like, look, this is what happens when you try to go to JoJo with the whole entire part. So we're trying to say like we're containing the whole entire thing, but then the outsiders are JoJo's in this context are actually trying to get in. So again, it's a very interesting kind of idea, and I actually do appreciate that, because it's a very different way to look at the whole entirety of Jojolion, rather than looking at it from a kind of perspective of, oh, it's a JoJo part, because it kind of doesn't really feel like one. Yeah, I think he did good going with the grey, morally grey character, to be honest. It's one of those things that it makes the kind of eventual like confrontations feel a lot more better, I think. Rather than it kind of just being, oh, look at him just being evil and stuff. It's more like, well, is he evil? Is he fighting for his own cause? Is it? I don't know. So I don't know, I appreciate that so goddamn much now, the more I kind of think about it. But yeah, I mean, they've got to wait until March to actually find out what happens next, so until then, my god, this was a chapter. So, with all that said, indeed, being that you actually have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on Twitch, then do leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed, it's been quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream on YouTube and doing free, leave a like on YouTube, because indeed, that's been quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing free, leave a sub on YouTube, because indeed, it's been quite a bit. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream, make sure to spend off the whole entire point and doing free, follow me on Twitter, or join my Discord as well. Both will tell you when these streams are live and every streams I do as well. But until next time, chapter 95 of JoJo Part 8, Jojolion. See you later. Bye for now.